It's going over adding and subtracting with scientific notation. When looking at scientific notation, remember adding and subtracting doesn't affect exponents. Exponents are repeated multiplication or repeated division. So adding and subtracting doesn't affect those. Oops, I didn't need that. So if I look over here first at 7x cubed plus 8x cubed, we did this before. I'm just trying to relate it back to something you've done. We would say it was 15x cubed. You would be combining the coefficients and keeping the variable the same. Down here it's a very similar idea. I have 7 times 10 to the third. 10 to the third is thousands. So I have 7,000 plus 8,000. If I had 7,000 plus 8,000, all of you could tell me that's 15,000. Notice that you kept it the same. You kept the word thousand there. You didn't try and tell me it was, 15 billion. So we're going to add the 7 and the 8, 15, and then I'm going to have to use the x. I'm going to keep the 10 to the third. That's not in scientific notation, so I have to fix that. So I get 1.5 times 10 to the fourth. And if you're struggling with that, I did that before. Come see me. I'll help you with that. Now up here, we have 5x to the fourth plus 9x to the sixth. These are not like terms, so there's nothing I can do here. So we said cannot be simplified. Oops. Now down here, these are numbers. So we actually do have some options here. So I'm going to leave the 5 times 10 to the fourth. I'm going to leave that alone. Now over here I have 6 tens being multiplied, and all I'm going to do is group those tens a little differently. For one part I'm going to have 10 to the fourth, and I picked that because I want it to be the same as this power of 10. But remember I had 6, so I grouped 4 together. How many am I going to need over here so I have a total of 6? And I'm sure you said 2. So then I have 5 times 10 to the fourth plus 9 times 10 squared is 900. Now I have common powers of 10. So I'm going to add the coefficients. So 910 to the fourth and 510 to the fourth gives me 905. Thing's killing me. 905 10 to the fourth. And then I'm just going to change that to scientific notation. So that gives me 9.05 times 10 to the sixth power. I'm going to do a couple more. You're welcome to try it, come back and check it, and then try again. So 8 times 10 to the negative fifth. This is, again, I have 10 to the negative 1 written 5 times in a row. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to regroup those tens. One of the groups is going to have 10 to the negative 3. Remember, I need negative 5 together. So negative 3 plus what would give me negative 5? Negative 2. Okay. Plus the 3 times 10 to the negative third I started with. When I multiply the 8 times 10 to the negative 2, that means to divide it by 10 2 times. So that's going to give me 0.08. So all this part here became this. It's the same thing. Now I'm going to add the 3 and the 0.08. And keep the power of 10. That power of 10 is not changing, so 10 to the negative third. Again, you can try these now and check back later. So this is 10 to the fifth minus 2 So 7 times 10 will give me the 70. Now I have 10 to the 5th on both, so I'll do 70 minus 2, that's 68. And then change it to scientific notation. Over here, same idea. I'm going to regroup my powers of 10. I'm making sure one of my groups has the same group of 10s as the other one. Okay, 1.4 times 10 squared is 140. All of this part comes back down. I just rewrote that one part. When I subtract that, I'm going to get 136.9 times 10 to the 8th. And that will give me 1.369 times 10 to the 10th. Last one here. And again, when I'm regrouping my 10s, I'm always making sure that I still have, like this 6.8 times 10 to the 30th had 30 10s. So I need to make sure that 10 to the 3rd and 10 to the 27, 3 plus 27 is still giving me 30. Everybody waiting for me, I'm almost done. Multiply that out. Okay, now I have common powers of 10, so that's going to be 6,798 times 10 to the 27th. And there's my final answer. So again, with multiplying with adding and subtracting, you need a common power of 10, and when you do the adding and subtracting, that's not affecting the exponent. You just kind of bring it down. And again, if you think of it as if I said 5 million plus 4 million, you would say 7 million. You wouldn't start adding extra zeros on. You would keep it as a million. And that concludes adding and subtracting.